Hello everybody, it is Friday at 11 o'clock and it is time for my art chat. I'm really happy if you have the chance to join me. I'm going to be doing more of these to show how I've created some of these paintings because there are a lot of layers and there's a lot going on to a lot of these paintings. In fact, I collected some of the supplies I used for this painting, and then I was sitting here and I realized, maybe I missed a couple things because I can see some marks here that might be from a Posca pen and maybe a acrylic marker. So there's a lot of layers, which is what makes art interesting. And if you haven't had a chance to watch me live, you can always watch me on replay. You can always send me a little message that you caught this on replay. Let me know what you got out of the video. I'd love to hear that. So here we go. This painting is called A New Reality. It's actually a two-piece. It's a diptych. That's what they call a two-piece. And it's 36 inches by 12. And I want to tell you a little bit about it. So I started this painting by adding, doing a lot of kind of playful layering, which is a lot of what I do. And I don't worry about, when I start paintings, I don't really worry about what it looks like or anything like that. So I wanted to show you that I have a lot of collage materials and that kind of thing that I've collected. I try not to over collect because otherwise my studio would be overrun. But there's a piece under here that is a fabulous rice paper piece that happens to be blue. And there's another piece under here that is actually, I often use paper bags or recycled pieces, and I take my leftover paint and I paint on them. So that I had painted some green leftover paint on it and it worked out perfectly. So that ended up in here, and you definitely need your gloss. I use gloss gel medium to adhere that. And I use, that's an essential. I think when you're doing mixed media, you definitely need gel medium. So that, I started this process of layering, and I often write words. If I'm in the mood, I write words or sentences, and sometimes things get covered up along the way. Sometimes they don't. So you might see kind of parts of sentences or parts of words on here. I don't worry what gets covered up and what doesn't. It's just kind of part of my process. So sometimes I write with Sharpie. I've got some writing here with, so I'll just show you the Sharpie China marker actually. It took me the longest time to figure out how to peel these properly. That'll be a different video entirely. I've got that's the Sharpie up there. I've written in paint actually here. I've got, what else do I have? Oh yeah, I've written in acrylic pen here. I've got a blue acrylic pen. I've got quite a few of them. I believe they're Posca pens, yes. And the other thing that ended up important here, I won't make this video too long, but the paint that I use, which you might find interesting, I used a more fluid paint, and I happened to use the Wallach's fluid acrylic. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, it ends up backwards. That's not that great. So this is the phthalo blue. Honestly, it's a really beautiful color. It's a really good pigment. So that I mixed with a bit of black for this exterior mark. And I just let it drip a bit. I let it be kind of a loose mark. And I also use the cerulean blue. This is a beautiful blue for this color here. So those were the two main colors. And the cadmium yellow. I think I bought another one. Oh no, this is, I think this is the one that I have left. So it's kind of going low, but I happen to have it, a Tri-Art cadmium yellow, a massive one, for the lower, whoops, my canvases. This is an older canvas, or a really big easel. At the bottom here, I wanted that contrast. So those are the main colors that I have happening. And the other thing is, like, you'll notice that I do have some random kind of dots, spots. I love sometimes random marks. So I bought one of these. It's just a little bottle that you can put paint, and you can put a bit of water with your paint, or you can put a bit of medium that it makes your paint more fluid. And I love it because I just kind of let myself play a bit, and it really adds that finishing mark that I like. So my ladder here, you can see that I have a ladder here. That is made with this oil stick. And I really love these. Well, I have two different brands of oil sticks. And honestly, I can't say can I say I like one over the other? Probably not. One is thicker than the other brand. So I have the Shiva brand. They're both professional quality oil stick. They are different than pastels. So oil sticks have a layer that dries over top. So you have to kind of get that layer off. I actually usually just rub it on a piece of cardboard or something, and actually it comes off on its own. That's my little trick. But once you put it on, it takes a couple of days to dry. So it takes, I don't know, 2 to 3 days to fully dry, I find, like fully cure. But once it's fully dry, it is dry. It's not going to go anywhere. The only thing with that is that you can't put acrylic on top of it, because oil resists acrylic. So I likely also used, and this is my other brand, Kama. It's called Kama pigment. And I think I got these at Wallach's in Ottawa. The other ones are from Desayers. I had to order those because I think it was COVID, during COVID that I got those. These are a little bit thinner, and unfortunately, I mean, the pigment's great. I'm not complaining about that, but sometimes they break on me. But I love this shade. It's a kind of a fluorescent-y green. So I think I definitely used some of that in the bottom here. So those are my main supplies I'm using. I'm using a lot of different things. I'm using Intuition. My circles up here are also oil stick, and as you can see, they're not going anywhere. Once they're dry, they're dry. I've got a little piece there, and I love that actually. It's a little piece of from this. There's actually a big piece of rice paper underneath here, because this is all layered and there's a little piece sticking up, but I actually love that it's sticking up a little bit. So I purposely left that like that. And I can see some words here in, so there's so many little details happening. There's also some drips happening here that I absolutely love, and I've purposely left like that. So I hope that kind of gets your imagination going a little bit and get you thinking. If you have any questions about any of the supplies that I used, or there was only one thing that I was going to say in terms of like collage materials, because that's kind of a completely different thing. But, you know, start a little box, maybe a couple of collage materials. You don't have to go overboard, because sometimes it can become overwhelming if you have too many things. Then you just start feeling like it's taken over your studio. But I have like a couple of favorite things. At my local library, they have a box of things they're literally going to throw out. It's not their book reselling, but it's a box where they're going to throw the things out. So I found this dictionary, a really old dictionary, and it has lovely thin pages. So, I mean, this is going to keep me going for a really long time, and I use this all the time so even if you just had a couple of things that you can use to layer underneath and then build on top, you don't need a ton of things. You don't need to go out and necessarily buy things. You can check at you can ask your local library if they ever throw out old magazines or old dictionaries, or old maps, that type of thing. Those things can be sourced. So I hope you enjoyed my couple of my little tips. And if there's anything that you think I left out, please leave it in the comments, and I will make sure to check later today and within the next couple days for those of you who are going to watch the replay. And I will be doing more of these videos. If there's a specific painting of mine that you see and you really are dying to know how I created it, please let me know. Make sure you hop on to my website and sign up for my art club, because I let everybody know when I'm going to do these videos so you don't miss out. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody.